Hi, wealthy family. Okay, it's super windy out here, so forgive me. This is kind of, impromptu, not scheduled, but I legit was just out here at the lake and, walking, clearing my mind. And I was with my grandfather earlier, and we were talking about melanin pride, right? Loving your community. And I finally watched Coming to America, the sequel. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. It's blowing out here. It's blowing. Oh, you see my shirt. So I was thinking, right, about Melanin Pride, right? And Coming to America. I finally watched it on Tuesday. And I liked it. It was funny. It was corny. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel good. I had little quirky laughs. But it's like it was meant to be corny. You can tell they weren't trying to be too overly funny, right? Even with the way how they had King Joffrey pass, right? It was corny, but it was funny because there was messages in it. See, that whole entire movie was a freaking message. And of course, people are not watching with all their eyes, with all their senses, right? They're just like, why are they making a sequel? It wasn't as good as the original. It was so corny and cheesy. Why did it have to do this? Man, why is y'all complaining and ain't nobody else do it? No one else has done it for you. Please tell me, other than Black Panther, which is based off of Marvel's superhero, okay? Where do you see melanin people portrayed as royalty in a legitimate manner with a predominant all melanin cast with no homophobic tendencies, showing a strong traditional lifestyle, okay? Now, before y'all come for me, before you at me, listen, it is what it is, okay? We're talking about elevation here. I respect everyone's opinion, but when it comes to the mainstream ideals and what's being pushed, please tell me, what other movie or show do you see out here doing that? There's not much, okay? There's not a lot. So seeing that and then seeing the beautiful mixture of our culture, of the old heads, of the new generation, their ideals, right? Let's pull out Google. Let's pull out our phone. Let's get my playlist, my Spotify. Did y'all look at the song that was highlighted on his phone, on his playlist? The one song that they actually showed what it was? Did y'all look it up? Did you listen to the message in that? Did you see the overall divine feminine being exalted? What other show do you see uplifting our women, showing our women as strong, powerous? We can be dainty and fine and lovable, but we're also tough too. The female Cuban army is not a myth. Neither is the female soldier. We are fierce. Okay? So seeing that reflection, right, is so beautiful. It's so inspiring. It's not something to be torn down. And it doesn't matter if you don't agree, because we all don't have to agree. We all don't have to agree. That's what makes us so beautifully unique and wondrous, is that we're all different. We should be exalting and celebrating our differences. And say, you know what, I like this, I like this, I like this. I would have changed this, but hey, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because overall it was great. And it doesn't matter what the hell you would change, because your behind ain't doing it. I don't see you trying to go write, produce, set up, politic, find old cast members, find the budget to pay them all. I don't see you going out there doing that, right? So why criticize and tear someone's best efforts down? That movie was a best effort behind all the white tape. And let me tell you about these numbers, about this division BS that they try to keep us on. They know who their audience is. So every time you turn on Amazon Prime, if you have a Fire Stick or a box or whatever, every time you turn it on, which is what my family has, we turn on our box, we always have that marquee. Number one movie in America. Coming to America. Number one movie in America, y'all. But yet they're saying that everyone didn't like it and they're disrespected and why we got the old heads in there. Half of y'all don't even know who Arsenio Hall is. The disrespect. That man did it for our culture. And I'm not saying you have to love him for the culture because he's shady. There are some subliminals in there too, right? But my son was like, he played multiple roles, Mom. Yes. Look at the talent. It was good seeing Eddie Murphy reprise himself again. Let me remind y'all of Authentic Funny, but y'all so used to water down Kevin Hart. You don't know how to respect true art. That's an art. And they can play the feminine roles and the dress up and the cross-dressing and not push feminine on the masculine. They know how to integrate it, and that's the difference. Because I'm not saying that in our old movies you didn't have homophobic things and people cross-dressing, but we're all grown here, we're all adults here, and we're going to express our opinions like adults, okay? So I know that it's been out there before, but to the magnitude and the scale of which it is now, that's not healthy. At least before there was a beautiful balance. There was a balance where you have variety and option. Everything right now is cookie cutter. And yes, we had the one token white guy, right? Comedian Louis. They gave him his, 1 minute? They gave him his 60 seconds of fame. They gave it to him, right? It was nice to see him, even though he's with the BS too. Yes, he's with the BS too, right? But hey, he's in there, reprised his roles, right? As they were trying to eat the vegan vegetable alternative to beef. Isn't that what everyone's doing now? Isn't that what 2021 is about? So yes, they had the one token in there, just like how many movies had the one token black guy. At least he wasn't killed off. At least you just didn't see his character again. At least he was actually in there. There's many movies that I've seen that doesn't even have the token black person in there, okay? Representation is important. Environment is important. But about the division, about the numbers. So the original film in 1988 had a budget of $28 million. This film in 2021 had a budget of $60 million. Almost double, a little bit more than double, right? 2 producers on there, Eddie Murphy and some white guy. Then you have the director, another white guy. But then you have all the main cast and the actors and everyone else. Okay, yes, you all can be predominantly African American. Then they're saying the reviews. Rotten Tomato, 50%. IMDb, 6 out of 10. Whatever the other one is. It's not Siskel and Ebert, they're gone. But some other one, 52%. And what's the narrative that they're trying to tell us here in this country in America? That we're all equally divided. It's a 50-50 divide in our country. We don't know what it is that we want. And then here it is, the number one movie in America has a 50% rating, 55% on average. We're not gonna demean y'all too much. We'll just give you the 55%. And then right along on the heels of that, right along with the heels of that yesterday, earlier this week, you have the black men are being racist towards Asian Americans. Right on the heels of this predominantly black number one movie in America that's not showing black men as savages and haters and mean, big, strong bullies who's just here to pillage and strong arm and beat you up. Right? Right on the heels of that. Sometimes being aware is so much. So you're like, man, I can see through it all. Even with them having John Legend at the end sing during the credits, right? Because if you all stayed all the way through, you know, they put little clips and outfits, whatever, but then they had John Legend singing. Him of all people, that's who you have. Okay. Right? All the little subliminals. But to just appreciate it as a work of art. Take the feel goods, don't tear it down, build it up, let them recoup their money, let the actors feel good about themselves. And I'm not saying you have to gold star everybody, because I'm never about give me a participation ribbon. I don't want your participation ribbon. I'm never about that. But we have to get out the mentality of tearing things down because it's something that you're not used to. But doesn't it feel weird that you're not used to being portrayed like this? That you're not being used to showing movies like this? And I know this, I'm talking from my standpoint as a Melanite being, but this is for everybody. I know my viewers are diverse, just like I am. But you have to understand where certain things are coming from so you don't play into the flipping BS narrative. I liked Coming to America. I may watch it again and highlight some things out to my children, because we all watched it separately. But I'll probably be like, hey, let me point some things out to you. Quit letting these people play with you. When was it released? The first week in March? At the beginning of Women's Month? And it was heavy highlighting divine feminine energy, all up and through that. Anyway, that is all. I just wanted to share that with you all. You know, it's Thursday, so Thursdays be my day. I be on go. Very heavy days for me. But I love you all, and until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.